losing. Connect everybody around me, I'm a catalyst passing the energy. I just wanna see everybody have a good time. The weekend's here, trust me, it's time for you to rewind. It's the weekend,
How often do you still battle with depression?
Oh, I'm always depressed, all the time. I have to constantly bring myself out of it. Like, I wake up depressed, but like, I'm like, okay, now I know my steps, because like, you learn from real, like now I have to go outside and be in the sun for a little bit, or go for a walk, or like start the day this way. It's all just programming yourself to trick your brain, you know?
Were you ever suicidal?
Yeah, all the time. But I can't, because I got a mom and a sister and like a family. So like, I've always been suicidal, but I've never had like the balls.
Yo, what up, YouTube? Welcome to Sinn-Take, man. My name is Jason, coming back with another one, man. It's Saturday, the sun's shining, the Most High done woke us up. Y'all already know, man, we winning already, man. So take advantage of this, man. Take advantage of this opportunity. But real quick, I wanted y'all to see that interview with Charlamagne and Pete Davidson. You know what I'm saying? He talking about depression, stress, suicide, all of that shit. But I want y'all to notice, right? He feels like this all the time. You know, you could just tell how he talk, you know what I'm saying? And what I want y'all to notice is how he combats those things. You know, we all gonna feel depressed sometimes. We all gonna be stressed out. You know, you got a lot of people that will contemplate suicide, but he does things to get himself out of that situation. He does things to get his mind off of that. Like he said, he trick his mind. He trick his mind so he'll be able to get himself into a better zone other than the depression and the space that he feel at that moment. You know what I mean? Like, he feel a certain way, but he not gonna go through it or allow himself to get deeper into that. And I want y'all to notice some of the things he said, like going to get some sun, going for a walk, you know, doing things by himself. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want y'all to understand. There's nothing wrong with feeling depressed and stressed. We all gonna go through it. Yeah, it's a shitty feeling, but you have to find ways to get out of that shit. You know what I mean? A lot of us really don't go through depression like that. So really, we need to start working on preventative things. And what I mean by preventative, right? Like, let me give you a definition. Sometimes they got medicine out there that will prevent things from happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could take medicine that will stop something from, like, fully infecting you. You know what I'm saying? So it's a preventative measure. When you take preventative measures, that's going to stop something from affecting you. So what we need to work on is preventative measures. We need to start doing things so we don't get into these zones, into these areas in our life where we feel like we want to take our life, or we drowning ourselves deeper and deeper in depression. You know what I'm saying? In the stress. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I talk so much about getting out there in nature, working out, you know, doing things to keep yourself occupied, but productive things that's going to help you. Because if you just sitting around and you know, you digging yourself in a deeper hole and you thinking too much and you get inside your own head, then guess what? You probably follow through some of those thoughts, you know what I mean? Because we all have bad thoughts, you know what I mean? That's just something with our mind. I talk to y'all about tricking your mind. Sometimes your mind could be your best, the best thing or the worst thing. It could be your worst enemy if you let your mind take control of you. You know what I mean? Your mind is very powerful, but you got to have control over that shit. Our mind be telling us to do crazy shit all the time. The craziest shit run across our mind, but y'all already know, like, hell no, what the fuck is my mind thinking of some crazy shit like that? But it does that. Sometimes it's the devil. Sometimes it's just your mind coming up with different ways and shit like that to get yourself out of these slumps. You know what I'm saying? So it could even think of some crazy shit too, but you gotta have control over this muscle. You know what I mean? You gotta have control over this mind, this organ, because it could be your best worst enemy. It could be your best worst enemy. So like I said, we need to work on preventative measures, things to get ourselves out of depression, things to keep us away from depression, things to get our mind where it needs to be so we can focus more on what we trying to do in this life. If we don't do these things, then guess what? We just gonna be going with the motions of everything else, and ain't no telling where that shit could lead you. That could lead you down a fucked up rabbit hole if you don't start putting in this work right now. People think that it's always physical work. No, it's a lot of mental work too. And people don't understand that. They think they could just go do whatever makes them feel good and then they'll feel good. But that's not the case. You know what I mean? You starting to run to escapism. You starting to run to drugs, porn, alcohol, women, in the club and all of this other shit. And really, man, when you get around all of these people too, you think that you doing something by staying around all these people. But man, deep inside, you still lonely. You ever been around a bunch of people but still feel lonely as fuck? That's what happens. That's what happens. Something is telling you that you need to be by yourself and work on yourself. Stop surrounding yourself with all these people and think that that's the remedy. You thinking being around a ton of people is the remedy, man, but you could be in a group, 100 motherfuckers and still be lonely, still feel depressed, still be stressed out. So that's why I tell y'all, man, you got to get out there and do things. Do shit different from what you see everybody else doing. Do shit different from the shit that you've been doing. Because if the shit that you've been doing was working, your ass wouldn't be depressed in the first place. You know what I mean? If chasing bitches and fapping was working, your ass wouldn't be in a sunken place. Your ass wouldn't be drowning in debt and doing all these other things. So remember, man, focus on what's important, work on yourself, and take preventative measures, okay? And that's my word, man. My name Jason and Sinn-Take. Holla at y'all later, man. Peace. First, I'ma get on my grind. Then second, stop wasting my time on shit less important. If ain't about money, I'm going the other direction. And third, I'ma do what I gotta to eat. Fourth, I'ma sew up the streets. Fifth, I'ma never quit dropping this heat. So as long as I'm breathing, you better get used to me. Sixth, I'ma get